not that many city builders and their ilk on console, with only a handful of examples springing to mind. You've got Tropico 5 for one, there's Prison Architect, which is a similar genre, and well, after that I'm kind of stuck. But all of that is changing pretty soon. Having been announced back in 2015, the Xbox One port of City Skylines is very nearly ready for release and is actually coming out on the 21st of April. They've just announced last week. We got to go hands on with this for a short amount of time and have a look at it in action. First and foremost, this is City Skylines with no content cut from the PC game. All of the systems work the same way, so you've got the electricity lines, you've got the underground waterworks, everything is exactly the same in that regard, and the graphics match up. Yes, there's a little bit of pop-in sometimes, but you know, it's still the same overall look to the game. The familiar best-in-class city building game is right here. However, going from mouse and keyboard to a gamepad means that you need to redesign the user interface completely, and Tantalus Media, who were entrusted with the port, have done a pretty damn good job of it. There's only one or two little quirks and things that are in slightly unexpected places for me, such as the inspector being a thing that needs to exist when you can't just click on something with a mouse to bring up info on it, or how you can't change the type of road placement from straight to curved to freeform whilst actually placing that road. It just needs me to get over these little mental hurdles that I've got, and it's just a tiny leap for me personally, but on the whole it sits well under the thumbs and it makes sense as you're playing. The whole user interface look has also been changed so that it is big enough to work from a distance on TV. The budget panel, for example, takes up the whole screen, and while it looks a bit kid-like when sat up close, it just makes sure that everything that's in the PC game is so clearly displayed for you on console. In terms of the overall content that you have, yes, this is effectively just the base game and the first expansion pack, which is After Dark, so you do still have the day-night cycle and gameplay surrounding the nightlife of the city. So you'll have to deal with the higher criminal activity at night time, more electricity usage, balancing the budget for all of this, and so on. The plan is to have this as a solid baseline for the game before adding to it with later expansions that are already out on PC. It's a slight shame that you don't get stuff like natural disasters on day one, but it's also good to be able to walk before you try and run on a new system. Playing the game is nice and intuitive then, and it's fully featured, but I do have just two wishes for the game. First up, it would be that the free cursor was just ever so slightly more sticky to the roads, especially when placing things like bus stops that can only be placed on roads. But that's just, again, me getting used to the way that the game handles. A bigger point is that there's no way to speed up or slow time, you can only pause it. City Skylines is a game that I often play on PC with the speed ramped up, just letting my city tick over, letting my latest grand design be populated by people building new houses, businesses and so on. That one thing is missing on Xbox One, and I feel that that's probably down to the kind of pokiness of the CPUs in modern consoles. So don't start crowing about how much more powerful the PS4 is, because that has got a similarly underpowered CPU. It's probably not a deal breaker, but it is going to make the game really quite slow when you first start out building your city and just have to wait for everything to tick over and build up. But overall, this is a fine looking port of one of, if not the best city builder out there, and in true Paradox style is one that will only get better over time as it's updated and as new expansions are rolled out for it. Thanks as ever for watching our video, and in particular watching as we built a bizarre little transport hub with an airport surrounded by a train line and a bus line that goes back and forth. Yes, we're basically idiots, but you know, that's half of the fun of making your own city. Anyway, give us a thumbs up and a sub if you want to see more of our videos, and if you're interested in City Skylines, we have a video about the mass transit DLC in the pipeline for later on this week. You can also head over to the6thAxis.com and we'll hopefully see you soon. Goodbye!